Alright guys, we're back out here today again. Last night finished up a little bit early. We didn't get, I think we did 4 runs. So we're lined up for our 5th run, and then there was a car fire, so we didn't get to do our 5th run. Apparently car was all good. Yeah, so we ran a 10 last night. Pretty happy, pretty stoked at that time. Couldn't back it up though. We did a couple of things. I think when we did run the 10, it was the 2nd run, and we just turned on the launch control and the race timer. So that was, at the time, that was set to pull 8 degrees of timing on the launch, and the launch RPM was 2,500. So there was lots of coughing and spluttering and flames, which probably looked impressive. The next run we thought, no worries, we got traction, we'll up the ante a bit. So we increased the RPM to 3,000 for the launch, and we pulled a bit of timing out, so we're only retarding by 7 off the line. And then we spun, but because we changed so many things at once, and then we went in the left-hand lane where previous runs have been in the right-hand lane, we lost traction. So it's hard to say whether that was because of one of the many things that we did or the lane itself. So we're back here today for the actual bracket racing, and I think the goal in the testing will just be to get some consistent time. So we're going to leave it, I think we took the RPM back to 2,500, but we left it at a 7 degrees retard on the launch. Yeah, the other thing that sort of happened towards the end of the night, lots of idling, and the car started breaking down again. So you might have seen in the videos it was coughing and spluttering again. So we're looking at the idle settings and the fueling and whatever, and we had a bit of a play with that to try and clean up the idle so it's not fouling plugs and then needing to be cleared every time we drive it. So I think one of the runs you could sort of hear it coughing and spluttering down the track. So we definitely don't want that today. We've got another set of plugs there to throw in. If that doesn't work, we can try and throw some freshies in. Yeah, we're just going to try and run some consistent times today. The track should be better than it was last night. Might end up dialing a little bit more timing on the dig. Yeah, but super stoked to run that 10 last night. 1089, 127 mile an hour I think it was. This is with a home install supercharger job with home tuning, you know, backyard tuning. Hasn't seen a dyno. It's pretty good testament to the old Rebel LS and that tuning process, and the wizard that does a lot of it for you, but then obviously you can teach yourself how to continue from there. So yeah, pretty stoked. We'll see how we go today, and Toby's here helping me today because Brad had a better offer. He's gone motorbike riding, so there's no devotion from kids these days. So get back into the action shortly.
Right, see you up there. That was fast. Wow. Thumbs up from the fireys. Man. Every time, look at the smile. I got that stupid Jeremy Clarkson grin. Every time I drive this thing on the strip, it just blows me away. Because you can't use this power on the road. Far out that hooked up. And we had a minor emergency at the beginning. You might have seen the footage from the drive-through last night. Brad grabbed my cutouts remote and he hit the cutouts in the Macca's drive-through, just be an idiot. After we pulled up to pay, a police car pulled up behind us, and I'm like, put that bloody remote away. And he did. He put it away in his pocket, and then it's probably in his room somewhere at home. So I've got no cutout switch today. I'm gonna have to find a way to bridge it and just have them open all the time. So thanks, Brad. Hope you're having fun today.
First run of the day. Got a 10.7 at 127. How do you reckon you went?
It felt really good. I haven't looked at the time yet. 10.7. Damn, 127.
Was it 10.70?
Yeah. Yep. Wow, that's 0.2 quicker than last night on the first run. 1.564. Doing 102 mile an hour by half track. That's what I used to do in my other cars, but at the end of the strip. Wow. We just ran a 10.70 at 127 mile an hour, so super happy with that. Gonna check out so we're super happy with that. Gonna check the videos to see if there's any wheel spin or anything like that. Just did a small burnout again, and we might be able to play a little bit with that timing on the launch again. But yeah, got to be happy with 10.7. That's 0.2 away from needing a roll cage, so super happy. The marshals did come up and give us this bolt after I took off. Gave it to Toby and said it came from my car, so we've just been looking underneath. All the tail shaft bolts are there, all the exhaust bolts are there, so I'm not sure where that came from or if it even came from my car. It's a very common size bolt. So got the ignition on, and it's got a little fan running here, radiator for the blower, so to hopefully cool the inlet temps down a bit. Got really hot when we were going in the staging. We had air temps over 80 degrees, so that's down to 61 there now. Hopefully it'll just cool that circuit down a bit. She's pretty warm here today for an August day, unfortunately. So. Try and bridge this. Oh, I just did something. I'll do it with the cutout. There we go. Don't need you, Brad. And it is hot. So we reviewed the footage of the launch, and there's no sign of wheel spin. The car sort of like it hooked, but it didn't look like it was gonna even try and slip. So we were at -7 degrees of timing, so we walked that up to -6 for I think it's like 2 seconds maybe, so it's like just before we changed into second gear. Yeah, so we'll leave the launch RPM at 2.5 and yeah, see how that goes. But it's really hot, like the track will be, it's sticky as you can hear it when the cars drive on it. It's super sticky today, so that's good, but it's also hot in the car, like all the coolant temps are really high, and even though I ran my fan idea, it probably didn't do much because then it just heats up as it comes back and sits in line here. So do what we can. It's not fouling up though. Plugs didn't seem to get fouled up. There wasn't any coughing and spluttering on that run, so the little fiddling that we did with the idle tuning hopefully sorted that out. Yeah, we'll see how run number 2 goes. Yeah, so on the subject of tuning, Tuned by Chop come and had a look at the, when we were playing with the laptop last night, he came and had a look at the tune, and he's a tuner. He's got a dyno up in Gracemere, and he had a bit of a look, and he said you're not far off, you know, where he'd have it anyway by the looks of it. Like there's a few things that you tidy up, but for a garage job, she's pretty close. Man, this air temp is this going up, 74 degrees, haven't even started.
Mega 683, a 10.64 with a 227, a 10.64 and 127 for Timmy Cheatham.
So quick off the line, my goodness. I still can't believe how fast this is going. Like, I mean, everyone playing at home is like, well, you just installed Supercharger, but far out. I have to get out and get some footage of all the other cars that are here. It's a bit harder when you're driving and your main videographer's not here. I can't turn my cutouts off either because I have to bridge it with an Allen key. I hope you're enjoying watching this at home because I'm really enjoying racing. So this is so cool. We're not braking anything either. We're not losing traction. We don't have any misfires. Don't have any problems yet. Now that I've said that, I'm going to break something. I shouldn't have said that. Lots of LS's here. Lots of LS.
10.64 at 127 for the second run. What do I get? Have a look.
10.6. Are you serious? 10.64. That's almost 128 mile an hour. Holy moly. And it didn't even spin off the line, so we can go and make it faster. Man, that hooked off the line.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Holy dooly, it is so fast.
Yeah.
That's not even like showing signs of wheel spin, eh? Like it. No. All right. So looks like we're gonna. Oh, I think he broke something then. So it looks like we're going to dial another degree of timing in, and oh, he's smoking. He's on fire, is he? Looks like we might have a fire. Anyway, yes. So no sign of wheel spin. So we're going to remove another degree of timing from the retard and. Yeah, we'll go and see what's going on over here. See what happened?
Transmission. Smells.
Oh, righto.
Smells very sweet.
It smoked the whole way down, didn't it? Oh dear. Transmission oil. The whole track. Yeah, oh, there we go. Nah, oh, there it is.
Got it all. Powder on. Yeah. It goes out. Cover on bitumen. Start running. Spread it.
looks like most of the track's been cleaned now. Big oil down the whole length. Transmission fluid. So that's taken a fair bit of racing time up. You can hear how sticky the track is now. Yeah, so hopefully we can get back to racing. Sticky there.
Yeah.
So I've got one staging light. If I just go oh, I can't move my feet. Stage, and then if I go a smidgen more, oh, I'm gonna trip over it. That's deep stage.
You don't want to be deep stage.
No. So that's how the staging works. And then, alright, so had a bit of a break. Had some pizza for lunch. I almost finished the track prep, I think. I sprayed some more sticky stuff down, some more glue. So hopefully we can start racing again soon. But yeah, after the last run, what we were going to do is reduce the timing retard. We were at, yeah, -6 here. This is the seconds, how it works. I'll probably screen record this so you can see it. But yeah, we're at -6 degrees. So I was at -7. Yeah, so it's going to pull another degree of timing out. So we're going to go to -5 on the hit, and then we will see how that goes, see if we get any wheel spin. Track will be warm still, but the temperature should be cooling down a bit, so yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully lane 1 is nice and sticky again after that oil downs. I think we're about to start again. I'm sure if we ended up saying it before, we're down to 5 degrees timing. 5 degrees retarded timing for the launch for a couple of seconds, and then we're full ignition timing. So we'll see how that goes. The track, obviously due to the oil down, they've done a heap of prep. Like, I mean, it was good anyway, but they reckon right now it's going to be super sticky. So that should help. Obviously I'm putting more power down on the line. That could lead to something else happening. Not just a faster time, it might break something, but yeah, it's all fun and games. I mean, we're here, you're not going to get a better opportunity than this. I mean, I was happy to get a 10. That's all I need to do is get a 10. Now I'm here, I'm like, let's get a 10.5. So yeah, we'll see how we go. They've just called Super Street up to the staging lane, so it's almost 4 o'clock, so a fair bit of delay, oil down, but yeah, hopefully she's nice and cool and ready to go. Righto, we are on. Holy. Brett's has done a wheelie. Down a bit then. It's not what we want. See, everything's feeling a little bit different this time. Doing another burnout. race the Filth Garage VP. That's the machine. Still hot, I would have still been followed timing from heat then, but starting to feel like it wants to cool down, but yeah, hooked up. That's our last qualifier, so it's bracket racing now, so 10.97 Toby dismisses me, so a little bit slower, well, a lot slower actually. It is idling differently, I don't know what I've done to it. That's off. It does sound different. Something was a little bit off. Something's not happy.
Right, so the last run we did, we got a 10.97 or something like that, so not really sure what was going on. The car had cooled down heaps from the big break, and I don't know, it might just be me, but it just didn't, something felt a little bit different. We run a 10.7 and a 10.6, so we're thinking about dialing in a 10.5, but because of the last round, who knows, we might go out and run another 10.6, or we might stay at a 10.9. I'm not really sure what's going on, so we're going to dial in at 10.6 and hopefully we get a bit of our time back because it's cooler and whatnot. But we're not going to touch any of the tune this time, so we're still at 5 degrees retard on the launch, so 10.6.
I know, as you can see, it's getting a bit darker later in the afternoon, a bit cooler. Hopefully we don't get eliminated in the first round again.
How you feeling?
Braking at the end too, so he had no chance of running too fast, but he still beat me, so damn it. 11.3 I just ran. What is going on? I could feel it breaking down a bit then too. Oh yeah, listen to that. Bugger. Oh well, that's my night over. I haven't got off the throttle in a race all day, and then I was even in lane 2. All the settings are the same. Bugger. Had a good weekend. Just got to worry about doing Brad's car now.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. So it turns out that losing round 1 of the elimination round doesn't mean you're eliminated. Who knew? I actually had 2 more rounds to race before I could have been eliminated, so could have taken some timing back out of the launch and had another crack, but I didn't understand the rules properly, so that's my bad. I think the same thing happened last time I did a championship round. I got eliminated in round 1 and packed up and watched the rest, so probably should familiarise myself with the rules before doing any more. So this will be the final episode for the blower install series. The car's come a long way in the last year or so. We did the manual to auto conversion in Toby's shed with the Turbo 400. We installed the Haltech Rebel ECU and all the self-tuning involved with that. So that ran a best of 11.6 at 116 mile an hour. That's pretty good going for a naturally aspirated LS1 and an early Commodore. Then obviously this blower install right here in the garage. Once again, more self-tuning involved with that. Shout out to Jason for giving us a hand with all that sort of stuff. Also shout out to Ian from the local drag racing community for donating those 6-year-old Mickey Thompson Street ETs that just worked an absolute treat on the Friday and Saturdays. Thanks, Ian. Hard to say if it was the Street ETs over the PSRs that had previously run or the track prep or whatever, but yeah, almost every run over the Friday and the Saturday, they hooked up really well. Yeah, as a result, got some better time. So shout out to the team at Benaraby Raceway for hosting another awesome event. Thanks, guys. Best time on Saturday was a 10.6 at 127.9. Let's call it 128. So well and truly a 10-second street car, and I am stoked with that result. Absolutely stoked. Anything less than 10.5 needs a roll cage, which is never something I wanted to do to this car. Being a factory Calais 333 pack, I just didn't want to ever put a cage in it. Yeah, so we drove the car to and from the track, no issues at all. You know, street registered, pretty happy. The first time we took it to the strip after the blower install, we were hitting the limiter across the line. So I did lift, it was at 6.5, I did lift it to 6.7. This gave us a bit more room. Yeah, I did go back and look at previous passes and look at the oil pressure, and people run a lot higher than 6.7 with my sort of mod, so I was happy to lift it to that. And I think I did nudge 6.7 a couple of times on a few of the runs, which you can see in the data log. So I've only got 3, 4, 5 diff gears, so hitting the limiter with my mods is unusual, and that's possibly down to converter slip. So I think if you calculate my runs, I'm getting like a 14-15% converter slip when it should only be sort of 8. If you've been following along with the build, you'll know that when I did put the converter in, it was supposed to be a lot lower, but it turned out a lot higher. So whatever's wrong with it, there's some converter slip as part of that. So even though this is the end of the blower series, there'll be still things I'll improve with this car. Yeah, obviously still fouling plugs. Even the last couple of runs of the day, fouling plugs. So yeah, we'll keep playing with the tune and try and eliminate that. We'll try some different plugs. Yeah, like we said, we're only backyard tuners. We just took it to someone and they put a blower in for us and handed it back, and then took it somewhere else and they tuned it for us and handed it back. It probably wouldn't be much of a YouTube channel. So a larger blower coolant reservoir probably wouldn't go astray either, because it's only got that little Coke can size thing. And yeah, people say adding a larger resi makes a big difference. Also, insulating the blower from the heat of the engine. You can do that by adding insulation plates between the head and the blower, and also sticking like some heat blanket material on the blower itself so it doesn't absorb as much of the engine temperature. That can make a big difference to inlet temps as well, they reckon. I still haven't looked at the Harrop idler to try and use that for the belt path. Obviously it's working fine as it is. People are sort of saying, what are you going to do next performance wise? I put the bigger injectors in so we can go to E85. There's heaps of room for that. Smaller pulley. There's so many things I can do to increase the power of this car very easily, but I'm already at a 10.6, so 10.5's not that far away. I could probably do a 10.5 just with some better grip and better tuning. Not entirely sure where to go from there. At the end of the day, it's not bad. I mean, we ran a 10.6. 128 mile an hour. She's no slouch. If you put the quarter mile times and the mile an hour and the weight and whatnot into a drag racing calculator, it spits out about 550 horsepower, which is like 200 more than what we started with. That's what we're hoping for. That's pretty awesome. So next project for VL Life is going to be Brad's car. We're going back to that again. We've got some goodies from Haltech on the way to put into his car, so we're pretty excited about that. Brad's very excited about starting this phase of his project. He's really looking forward to the mechanical stuff. Yeah, we're going to get that Haltech ECU in. We're going to get that RB30 singing in NA form, and then start looking at a turbo conversion. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously the testing that we'll be doing with that, you know, whether that's dyno testing, but definitely take it to the strip. Pretty exciting things to come, so make sure you stick around.